James West. I'll be right up.
Just so you guys know, this is a old military base. Still active, but it's a museum. Yeah, aviation museum as well as a military base. Military base.
Okay, ready to rock and roll.
Here was used in the crosshairs, and at 26,000 feet, they found the wind here would be 6, and it would be off by a mile or so. And they started using it as well.
Oh, it's a B-17 in the hangar.
More accurate. And that thing was so accurate. Well, these planes I have on the here, and the navigator would tell the pilot for 5 minutes out, it would hook it up to the B-17 north box site. It would fly automatically with all the
Sure
other
you don't want to
airplanes
become an
following
aviation
to the
pilot.
bombing area and fly back to England. The true story, one time a B-17 landed at the base and took off 9 hours earlier in England by itself. Nobody on board. It was all shot up. It came in, landed, taxied, stopped, the engines died of fuel starvation. They got aboard, they found half-eaten candy bars and no crew members. What in the world? How did this happen? It was still hooked up to the northern bomb site. So that northern bomb site that you'll see under the nose of that thing was used until 1971 because it was so accurate. Top secret. You took it with you if you had to bail out. Our 30 planes on the tarmac here, none of them are open today because it's too cold. But C5, I don't know many museums that have one, especially one that you can go aboard and it's open. Unfortunately, it's too cold. So inside the C5, you could have flown if you were the Wright brothers. You wouldn't have to go all the way to North Carolina. And you could have just come here and flown it back up the C5 because it's long enough to take off and land inside the C5. The top half of that C5 is seating for 72 people, and the seats are backwards. Why is some seats backwards? Anybody know? For safety. You can survive a crash with the seats backwards more than you can seat forward. But the airlines, during the evolution of commercial aviation and so forth, you know, people will get sick going backwards and all this other stuff, and besides it costs too much money, and you know, and planes don't crash that often, and so we'll just take a risk. So now on that risk subject, I was a pilot for 45 years. I can tell you that you're safer in an airplane than you are in your own bathroom and your own kitchen, because you can slip and fall in there much easier than having an airplane. So if you have any concerns about flying, let it go. Because people on that airplane who are in charge of flying it and servicing you, they don't want to have any problems. And they can do everything they can to keep you around. People on the ground don't want you to have problems. Way too much people. So they want you to take down to the destination as soon as possible. So that said, what else can I share with you? Oh, the candy bomber. What do you think about the candy bomber? Go inside and learn some more about him. And when he was here, he left us 3 gifts. See if you can find them. Okay. Another thing about the Berlin airlift. Anybody heard of that?
Mm-hmm.
That's when the candy bomber did his best, because he flew into Tempelhof, Berlin, on this mountain of dirt out here, all these starving kids, and it's flying in supplies. One airplane every 60 seconds would land at Tempelhof or another airport nearby. And the kids were starving. He got out of his plane, walked up to the hill, he had 2 sticks of gum. He tore them apart, gave them to as many kids until he got that out. He said, next time I come, I'm going to bring candy. So read about how that happened. Okay, I think you'll be entertained and you'll appreciate it. The glider that we have in there. Oh my God, can you imagine being on that thing? You know, because all you're there for is to crash. You know, and hopefully survive. Oh, and by the way, you've had 10 to 20 hours of flight training, that's it. And the WASP. Anybody heard of the WASP? Women's Auxiliary Service Pilot. You know how they got started? With Miss Cochran. She formed the WASP program to fly completed airplanes from the factories to the front lines. She interviewed 23,000 women who had to have at least 1,200 hours of pilot training, flight training. And the men that flew the C-47s, B-17s, whatever aircraft they flew, only had to have 150 to 200 hours. But these women had to have 1,200 hours on average, okay? And they were given 150, women were given $150 a month for room and board. Anything beyond that, you had to pay for anyway. So nobody reimbursed them. After all the things that they did for our country, and having to learn how to fly not 1 or 2 aircraft, up to 82 different aircraft. And they had to fly the fighter, B-51s, B-29s, B-17s, whatever the thing was, they had to know how to fly. Many times they're taxiing down to take off. They've got the instructions on the map, which buttons to push and which buttons not to push. Pretty interesting. I have a picture to show you before you go. This happened to me yesterday, and I'm still annoyed. Does anybody know this one? Her father and her visited yesterday. I was about to leave. So I walked over and talked a little bit about things. And I quickly learned, first of all, she loves this museum. She's been here twice now. And she couldn't stop praising everything. Which is nice. And I just thought, oh, this woman's very smart. I don't know what she's done. She knows something. So after a while, we're sitting back and forth, and John showing me pictures of planes he's built and restored and everything. And then he takes me aside. She's going over here. And oh, thank you. And he says, do you know who she is?
That's the night of the other day. It's the night of
You remember 9/11? Remember Flight 93? You remember the 2 F-16s that was in a Ram? Flight 93? She was one of my pilots. I'm from California. Lived there for 58 years, whatever. Finally made up my mind to get myself straight and moved here. I love it here. But anyway, I met a lot of important people. I met movie stars and everything else. And flew for 45 years. International marketing, advertising, illustrator, and everything else. But to meet someone like her,
One to one air guard. So I get a picture of my room.
Do they have any B-17?
Staring us right in the face.
Oh.
No, that's one of these 17 over here. That's the B-17 over there. If you could craft, you shot it up and destroyed it so the Germans couldn't get a hold of it.
Shot what up?
The Gordon bomb site, if they found it in pieces.
Huh.
Because that's highly classified.
So the bomb site was
Yeah, that's it, yeah.
what?
Helped you line yourself up so the bomb would actually hit where you wanted it to go.
Hmm. Are those actual used uniforms or are those recreations of the uniforms?
It might be the actual uniforms, I don't know,
If they are, those are really well preserved.
Oh,
They're
that ball turret open so you can get.
a little too well preserved.
Yeah.
The what now? Oh, the
Someone that was stuck in there.
That was the least
oh,
last place you wanted to
Daddy,
be.
Daddy, come here.
Yeah, I get a picture. That's the bomb bay. And there's one of the bombs.
What does that say?
That just says removed before flight.
Oh, flight.
Yeah.
Am I allowed to go under that?
I went into there and took a picture, sure. Because you'll be cordoned off if you weren't.
If I wasn't allowed to
Just
go.
don't climb on it, but just take a picture.
Well, I know that
Yeah,
part.
You just,
That part's pretty obvious.
yeah.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
That's not live, is it?
No,
I don't
it's
think
not.
that would. No, that's kind of a dumb
But it's
question.
1,000-pound hike. If it got stuck, you had to come out there and you had to try to kick it and loosen it up.
Oh,
Also,
that could be very dangerous.
where is it? If the landing gear was stuck, you come and cranked it. See that? Brass handle?
Where? Oh, that thing?
That's how you lowered the landing gear if the landing gear was stuck.
Huh.
You came out and on this little walkway, and sometimes you could look right down at the trees below you.
See, the reason I was like, oh, geez, is because I look up, I wasn't expecting there to actually be like a bomb in there.
Yeah.
Even though it's obvious it would have been disconnected and defused. But still, I mean, seeing that under you,
Oh yeah.
especially when I didn't think there would be one.
Yeah.
See if I can get a little. Oh, Jesus, try not to. Hold on. Hold on, Daddy. There we go. Trying to get a partial view of the cockpit without going up on there. There we go. That's good enough. Good enough.
It's a small person that sat in there.
Oh, gee.
That's Louise.
Is there even a? Oh yeah, no, I could not. I couldn't do that. No. So that right there. Is this, Mama? Is this here so you can go up here and just look inside?
Yeah.
Okay, I wanted to make sure those weren't like. Don't worry, this is here so you can just look inside. Yeah, I'm gonna put that up so I'm putting that up.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
It says do not enter, but I'm just. So I guess that's the engine and. It's pretty cool. Do you want to go up, Daddy? Daddy,
Huh?
that's how they would.
Yeah.
Do you want to take a look?
Oh,
Take a look and see. So, lightweight, easy machine, fairly durable and inexpensive. Lightweight and durable. Lightweight and easy machine catching your aluminum. Vietnam. Airlift and air refueling during the Vietnam.
Yeah, enlisting so soon after the Vietnam War was kind of scary.
Oh, with you? Well, it must have been because you didn't know if they were going to start up again.
Yeah, all I remembered was the Vietnam War, and people that came home from the Vietnam War were treated horribly.
Mm.
Yelled at and called all kinds of filthy names.
So they didn't. Wait, why were they treated badly?
Well, a lot of people didn't approve of the war.
Well, I mean,
Now, those are carry handles, these are boxes.
Hmm.
That people would keep their stuff in.
so it's like those foot, or those things they had on the foot of the bed.
Mm-hmm. Foot locker.
Oh. Vietnamese Air Force Navigator Aviation Badge. Very
I
cool.
only ever got an honor graduate ribbon. I scored highest on all the tests and things.
What happened to your old uniform?
Probably threw it out. I'm so glad to be done with it.
Oh, well, I would have at least kept the badges and stuff.
Vietnam.
Yeah.
A lot of POW bracelets in there.
PO what now?
Prisoner of war.
Where?
A lot of people would wear a bracelet with a particular person's name on it and pray for them and keep wearing it nonstop until they were returned, either their body parts or
Huh.
them being a prisoner of war was not a good thing.
It looks like maybe it's an old, or like one of their jewelry. What would that be used for? Hey, Daddy. What would that be used for?
Some kind of a probe. I guess, I don't know, man. Something to some kind of sensor at the time.
I'm not entirely sure what that would be used for, but yeah, I definitely wouldn't want to be in that thing. Yeah, I would. Can we say no? Not.
Yeah. This was after, toward the end of the war, they were made of silver because they didn't need the camouflage, which it looked like it was all about other business.
I mean, you can kind of move it like left and right.
The triangle element is the 381st bomb group.
I mean, Daddy, if you gently kind of
Yeah.
move it a little bit.
Twin 50s.
I don't dare move it any more than that.
Ripping airplane apart.
Yeah. It's pretty cool though.
Yeah.
I didn't want to move those turrets any more than that. I only moved them a little bit like that because I was curious to see.
Okay. Let's go out and look at some of the big ones.
Oh, I don't think we didn't know.
Let's see the 347.
Did we ever check out this one?
That's the glider.
A glider?
We'll go around, okay?
Okay, we'll just go. Yeah, we'll check out the glider.
Look, the voice is going.
Did we even check out the glider yet? I'm in risk of banging my head off those things. I'm getting so tall now.
This is transport in World War II.
I guess it looks like these ones are being built.
Well, they're showing you what they're going to look like on the station.
This one, I guess you actually can go in.
Oh, let's.
People are in there.
Want to do that? Want to go
You
in?
have to go in there.
Hey, you want to do that too?
People, they drum people up for D-Day on parachutes out of this.
You're after you. You're the plane guy. You know the most about planes.
These are paratroopers getting ready to go on board. I'm going to take these guys.
Why do they have like pink on there? Why does that one have a pink
For
or red?
camouflage.
It's a flashlight though. The
Well,
flashlight
that's to
is.
see, and it's an infrared flashlight to see in the dark.
Is that?
Yeah.
Is that a compass or a watch?
What?
Is that on there? Is that a compass or a very old watch?
Mm-hmm.
Is that old?
Huh?
That thing on his wrist, is that an old watch or a
Yeah,
compass?
it's an old type of watch they use. They synchronize. Welcome. Hello.
How are y'all doing today?
Yep. Authentic uniform.
I try.
Yeah.
So like I was telling them, as you guys walk, black panels on the floor, and then you need to sit and your hands on the right hand side. So once, I'm not sure if those guys are coming up, but once we have everybody on board, I can tell you guys a little bit about the airplane.
Nothing but the cushiest seat.
Yeah, pinnacle of comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were waiting to jump out of the thing.
Right, you got other things on your mind.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You gotta get a boat for
That's why they had little.
Yeah, there's part that definitely rain.
Yeah, I see
It's
it.
a tail wheel aircraft, not a snow wheel aircraft.
Oh, that's cool. I guess.
The radio operator sat there,
Yeah.
obviously.
It's not roped off.
Some pretty primitive stuff now.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Pretty cool. It's cool. What would this be?
Oxygen, probably, in case it was needed. They were pressurized, but sometimes you needed oxygen.
Oh, geez. Can you imagine only being able to see out of that little window right there?
Yeah, that's, I think,
So welcome aboard our C-4
up there, the
Skytrain.
thing is how the...
That originally started life as a passenger aircraft known as the DC-3. These aircraft were in Air Force service for close to 35 years, and several dozen of them are still airworthy flying even today. Now, this aircraft can carry 28 passengers, 14 on either side. The seats that you see on the left-hand side are identical to the ones you're using right now. Those are just folded up into the aircraft wall for additional storage on the center line. Above you guys in the top, we can install 24 hospital beds on either side of the roof. That'd be 12 of those per side. The stretchers are not carried on the aircraft. They are brought to us by medics or nurses with patients on them, and then they're returned when the medical flight is over. With an open floor, we can carry 6,000 pounds of cargo. That could be anything from boxes up to jeeps and bulldozers. If it fits through the door and it can be tied down safely, this airplane can and probably has moved it. What's that?
Will it fit the bulldozer?
Yes. So a lot of equipment in the Army was designed to fit the door of a C-47. Because if they didn't, it wouldn't be able to go anywhere. You know, if we can't fly it, then what are we gonna do? And then outside, in the tail of the aircraft, we have a hook that we can run a rope system through to tow up to 2 cargo gliders, like the one on the other side of our hangar. Now, this particular C-47 was built in California in April of 1944 and is, in fact, a verified World War II. This aircraft flew American paratroopers into Normandy, it flew British and Polish paratroopers into Holland, towed a CG-4 glider into Germany with more American troops on board, then came back to Germany post-war for the Berlin airlift, providing humanitarian aid and helping to rebuild Germany after the end of the war.
Wow.
We acquired it into the museum in 1986. This is not only one of the most important aircraft on display here in the museum, but it's also the first ever aircraft at the museum. Everything that you all will get to see and interact with here today all started right here. So you can understand why it means a lot to us.
Yeah. This
Now,
is a
if you
piece
guys
of
want to
it.
go in small groups at a time, you are welcome up into the cockpit area. Only rule up there, obviously don't use any of the seats up there. If you have to sit, come back here and don't. But in the meantime, you can take photos of anything that you like. There is nothing secret on this airplane, I promise. And I can answer any questions you guys might have in the meantime while you're waiting for your turn.
Ones like this were used as gunships in Vietnam, too.
That's right.
Because I built a model of one when I was a teenager.
Nice. Yeah. So C-47s again served in World War II, Korea, and Vietnam, like he was saying. In the Korean War, one of my favorite uses of this aircraft, in addition to it still doing troop carrying and medical flights, they started a night operation using C-47s that they would call Fireflies. What they would do is the Army and the Marine Corps troops would map out the roads that the North Koreans and the Chinese were using to run their supplies on. At nightfall, they would take C-47s that were painted black and silver. One half of the aircraft would be loaded with boxes with flares for illumination. The other half of the aircraft would be loaded with boxes with roofing nails. What would happen is they would illuminate the pathways to see if they were being operated on, and if they were, the C-47 would then make a low pass, and the crew would dump the nails out of the aircraft onto those pathways. Now, come morning, as the troop transports would come along those roads, hit the nails, and be dead stopped, then the C-47 would come back and call in fire from either artillery or fighter aircraft that would come in and rocket and bomb them to destroy their supplies. So a lot of times, in weird cases, they're more afraid of a cargo aircraft than they were the fighter aircraft, because the fighters are blind unless we tell them where to go. Then, as he was saying, in the Vietnam War, they used these for airfield security. So that window with the emergency exit, this window, and then this equipment was removed, and a third window was here, and 3 miniguns were mounted into the frame sticking out the left-hand side of the plane. So the left-hand side of the aircraft was ammo for the guns. The right-hand side, again, was flares for illumination. The aircraft was painted an earth color on the top and black on the bottom, and they would have 2 each stationed at Air Force bases around Vietnam. They would take off at 6 o'clock p.m. on the dot every night. One aircraft goes up and would just loiter around the base, and anytime something would attack the perimeter, the gunship was on station and could shoot down at them because they're painted black. You can't see them, you can only hear them. So when one gunship was done, as they're coming down, the next one is right back up behind them, and they just keep swinging ships. So this was the very first aircraft in the gunship program that would eventually lead to your AC-130. These aircrafts were known as Spookies and also known as Puff the Magic Dragon, after a popular comic book.
Yeah. How many aircraft do we have? Same type, the only one?
This airplane is no longer.
No, this is the only one we have. How many do we have of this kind of aircraft?
Like this guy? Multiple.
Oh, multiple.
I'd say in museums, if I had to take a guess, the number's close to 20.
When we were using it during the war.
Oh, when we were
We
using
were,
it,
yeah, how many were actively?
14,000.
No, I see 47. Those stripes on them, I don't know what to call
They
them.
were very good at
The
flying
invasion
airplanes,
stripes, they used
and
them.
because they had
Normandy.
experience with an aircraft that was that the American troops,
What
when
if
GIs
this
was
hold?
leaving the
What
military,
would this
they could
hold?
hop right into
No,
the
what
exact
is it?
same aircraft and get a brand new job in the airline. They were still flying. flying these.
Yeah.
So
What are the nails?
what's that?
What are the nails for?
The nails would blow the tires of the trucks.
Of the enemy?
Yes. So that would keep them stationary so that other airplanes could come and hit them better.
But are we not also flat tires?
We would mark out where that was, and so as friendly troops would come up to those areas, they knew just
Oh, they know. And you bring sweep them back. And just again.
Yeah. Probably donate them to some people and build a house with it or something.
Thank you.
Of course.
Oh, what are the holes in the windows for? What?
Yes. Yes. So the British 6 airborne mission was dropped from this aircraft in Polish brigade was dropped from this aircraft. Over Normandy, this aircraft, have you seen Band of Brothers? This aircraft yep, so we carry through cover.
What are the holes in the windows for?
It is aluminum skin. Yep.
What are the holes in the windows for?
They have two purposes. The original purpose, as designed, is because this is an unarmed, unarmored transport. Infantry with small arms on board could open the ports of the windows and fire back and attack the aircraft as a sort of a self-defense. But put yourself in the position of that GI. You've never flown on an aircraft before now. You just learned how to shoot that weapon probably about a month ago during basic training. And you're asking them to shoot at a moving aircraft from a moving aircraft with a rifle that you barely even understand how to use. A lot of times, in the few instances that happened and it was documented by the flight crew, they were told to stop by the flight crew because they were doing more damage to the C-47 than they were to what was attacking it. So in practice, for the most part, it was part of your air conditioning system.
Oh, yeah.
This aircraft operates well below an altitude that would require you to be on supplemental oxygen. So whatever your local weather is in the area is what it's going to feel like inside here. So over in Europe, very cold, very wet, very windy. You see a lot of the crews are wearing, sheepskin and the leather jackets, things like that. Meanwhile, over in the Pacific theater, where it's 115 degrees every day with high humidity and no wind, you see a lot of khaki, cotton uniforms to try and beat the heat, per se. This aircraft is virtually non-heated. There are baseboard heaters in the cockpit. They draw exhaust air off of the engines, triple filter it, and then it's fed in at the baseboard where your feet are as like a foot heater. There is an overhead heater. From what I understand, talking to veterans, it didn't work. So most of the time they just kept it closed. Back here, that's part of what this center duct is here. There are small vents that would feed some of that cabin air. But again, if it wasn't working up there, it definitely wasn't going to work back here. It is ventilated. That's what these guys are. That's more for just clearing smoke. And then the ports and the windows, again, in higher temperatures, they could open those up and get air moving through the body. Because this is a non-pressurized aircraft, the cargo doors can be taken completely off. So you could fly, and they often did, with both of the cargo doors taken off and this bulkhead is just wide open. Now for troop carrying, like European theater, like your paratroop missions, things like that, this is the jump door here. This would be taken off and left at the airfield, but the cargo doors on the outside would remain and be locked. If that kind of makes sense. It's a door within a door.
What was the top speed of this aircraft?
Cruising speed was close to 200-ish miles an hour, but troop carrier missions, when you're towing gliders or dropping troops, would be 130 miles an hour.
Is the aircraft taking a lot of damage?
Absolutely. And there's actually a very unusual reason for that. So you already mentioned what the aircraft is made of and how thin the material is. German anti-aircraft rounds tend to be larger cannon shells of high caliber. You have 20 millimeters, 30 millimeters, 37 millimeters, all those like your 75s, your 88s, your 128s over Germany, things like that. A large caliber shell like that, if it's not set to an airburst effect, a large caliber anti-aircraft shell requires on passing through a certain material for the fuse to activate and detonate. With a C-47, because it's so thin, hollow in most cases, that's where you get holes like ours, where the round impacts the airplane, passes clean through, and it never hits enough material to cause the shell to actually detonate. So yeah, it leaves a big honking hole in the side of the airplane, but it didn't blow the shell up. So yeah,
Guys, you can imagine the guy sitting here and the shell goes right through the.
it gets a little breezy, but at least it's not on fire.
Wow. Let's take a look at that.
I was saying, like I said, don't let me talk all the time. Please say no. It takes some getting used to.
Yeah.
And I mean, the angle of the aircraft, I
Oh, wow.
Now, there are some people where they look into the delivery and where you on board the aircraft, so the fact that you guys.
Yeah, I was leaving a little room here to look, and then I'll come up and look.
I mean, that's a cockpit. That's pretty
Yes.
cool.
Medical staff were mandated on the initial drop in Normandy that they had to go around to each regiment and deliver air source cells.
Can you imagine looking forward to jumping out of the airplane just to get out of it?
I mean, you figure in order to go to airborne school, you had to volunteer.
Yeah.
So,
Absolutely.
There was
if
a
you were
navigator,
there in
radio,
that seat,
navigator, radio operator,
aircraft, you were there because you wanted to be.
flight engineer.
For bravery.
Now, the glider infantry, kind of the opposite to parachute infantry, they could be trusted.
Oh, sorry, Daddy.
So you can actually
Space is
join
not
the
a
airborne,
premium
go to
on
parachute
these
school,
things.
and as you show up to, Camp Tacoma, for example, to go to parachute school, one of the recruiters steps in and is like, actually, we have a better idea. And next thing you know, they're putting you onto a CG4 and teaching you how to survive a crash landing. You alright?
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, and he's still bound.
Rough landing.
Yeah. When I go to sit down, I'm not used to it being tilted like that. It's not the first time that's happened, though. I think it's harder to sit down the further you go down.
Like I said, it takes some getting used to.
The only troop carrier I ever flew on was much bigger than
Did they ever what?
the only troop carrier I ever flew on was a much bigger plane, but it was still had cargo in it. We flew from Denver to San Antonio, Texas, for a war game.
Definitely falling down so many times. It's not even embarrassing. It's not embarrassing anymore. It's happened so many times. Holy.
That is a 747 That's the,
That's a lot more lights to learn.
that's the 747.
And all that over there.
Well, it looks, judging by that, it looks like.
No, that's a C5 Galaxy. And that's its engine size.
You know that just from the cockpit?
Huh?
You know all that just from the cockpit?
Because of the window thing, the three front.
Oh.
The 747 only had two front windows, not three.
That's pretty cool.
That's the C5 Galaxy.
I guess at one point you were allowed to. Well,
Yeah.
pretty cool though.
There's more stuff to see upstairs, and you can take different pictures of that.
You can go on the.
Mm-hmm. What, you want to be tall?
Might as well.
Okay. There we go.
Hey, I wasn't smiling.
Okay, well, one more time. Smile. There. There's an F-106 out on the park, on the tarmac. This is the cockpit section of an F-106. That's the big, built the dock.
Pretty cool.
F-106 flight simulator. That's parked outside.
Warning, keep this unit inches from magnets. Huh.
That thing can go 1,500 miles an hour. It's pressed.
Is that to sit on or to not sit on? I don't know.
I don't know, that's just,
Just, yeah, I'm not.
I don't know what that is. That's 238 cockpit. Huh, shows one of them flying booms like the KC-135 has.
Oh. No entry without guide.
There are small planes, models up there.
Yeah.
Up where?
There, over there.
Oh, Daddy, take a look. Hold on, take a look at this. Take a look at this. Daddy.
Huh?
Huda. Yee. Huda. There.
Yeah.
Is it an arc reactor?
Yeah.
What is that, an old arc reactor? It looks like an old arc reactor. I'm just kidding.
Looks like a compass of some kind. I don't know.
I was being funny. Arc reactor, because it looks like that thing that...
Yeah.
Is that tape? Oh, no, that's not. That's pretty cool. It's even, oh, wow, there's even old coins, too, Daddy. Look. Old coins. I don't know what it is, but...
Apollo Estes Jr.
Pretty cool. What is it?
Those are offices for the museum staff.
Let's go upstairs. Like my mother. Oh, there's an old receipt. I'm not sure what
Oh,
that
yeah, no, that's honors the prisoners of war, the missed MIA. Maybe refueling that. They have one of those out there. I think they might have one of them. They have one of them out there for real.
Bangor's a refueling unit.
Yeah, they have those.
Yes. Starting out to close. Mine's just getting filled up.
But usually they work with the one like that. But Navy and some Air Force, they don't know that have to use the drone. They call that the drone. yeah. Well, let's have that model.
Your living room, maybe. Not mine.
Oh, hold on. What?
They're not for usually guests to check in.
No, I was trying to figure out what those were.
Well, and then one has got documents that you can read to try to find the research that you can.
Do you remember having?
I never had MREs.
Mm.
Yeah, when you're in the battlefield, that's what you eat.
Those I know, those I know, those I know, those.
I was gonna say John.
Only
Locke
from
has got
TikTok, though.
MREs.
Oh, yeah?
Have what?
Hey,
Want to go outside, see what they have out there?
we'll go by the way. That is amazing. The recreation of the scene of coming back from a mission. There.
No, we never did check out that.
We didn't have the room to wing. But that's what, up two of those. That's the fire protection also. Firefighting helicopter. This is the one that was big, the C-54. It's bigger than the C-77. It's another Douglas plane, like the C-47.
Sorry.
You can't get it all in close by because it's big. C-54M.
I'm not entirely sure why they would need.
Huh?
I'm not sure why they would need chains on it. Oh.
Oh, wow, that carried a lot of stuff.
Yeah. What would this be used for, Daddy?
Cargo.
Huh.
And this is what they call old shake, rattle, and roll. C-124 glow bomb.
That's impressive.
big. Into these big fat tires. Uh-huh. These are not tires to put on your car.
Would not
You're
fit.
not tired to fit in your household budget.
No.
No, definitely. Definitely.
That's the KC-97 tanker, what they had before they got the KC-135.
Now, is there more of the museum?
Just put down here.
Hmm.
But there's a lot of it.
There's a lot of other what?
There's a lot out here.
That's true. Oh,
This
Casey.
is what they have, well, they have the newer ones now with better engines.
Alright.
This is what they have in Bangor. And there's the biggest one the Air Force has in its early paint scheme.
What, that one?
The P-5 Galaxy, yeah.
Which one?
That's
That one near the big
the
black
two-tone
nose?
one. And this is a KC-10 with
First of all, why is that scratched? And how did that get scratched?
well, it's just withering. That hasn't been moved probably in a long time.
Yeah.
Some of the paint one.
That's a lot of time.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, we got 24 of them.
What's he? Daddy. What's this?
Oh, yeah, that's some smaller transports too.
Huh. What? you ever fly anything?
I will. I flew for regular Carolina kind of plane. Ear plugs in your ears because that was really loud. And you have that far to go.
Yeah. And there's also that too. Where did it go? Then there's this. That is. Do you see this stuff? Yeah. Why is there a door so you can go in, or what's there's a door though. Hey, we never did check out that big one better. We never checked out that really big. I am kind of confused as to why there's a door there.
It said that it was that maybe something you could go into if you got to into the river. Happy night dysfunction. A lot of birds nesting in there.
Yep, definitely. If that doesn't prove it, I don't know what does. Yeah, there's definitely weird stuff.
75, 78 feet. And sit up on the hump in the back of it. Some of the things are scary. That's one of those engines. The thing you stood inside the thing. That's how. There. Get a picture of those fighter planes too.
Alright.
What?
What if they go back?
Well, I was just going to run down by those real quick.
My real quick or your real quick? My real quick is... Your real quick is...
Hey, Mr. B-50 Super Fortress.
Okay, well, okay, fighter plane. Sorry, where now? Where are the fighter planes?
Huh?
Where are the fighter planes?
Right in front of this thing.
Oh.
We'll go around along the back of the car. This takes away from the gate. Yeah, they're right. That's what we're seeing here. Hi.
Whoa. That warm, Mama. It's warm in here. It is warm in here.
This is more like I flew from Denver to San Antonio in. Cargo day.
I got a flashlight. There we go.
This is definitely not first class flight.
No, they hand out earplugs and barf bags.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just about to say, you can sit down.
Yeah.
I want one. Daddy?
Huh?
I want one. I want
Yeah.
one very, very badly.
Can't park when you're going up here.
Well, you could try, but it wouldn't work well.
You wouldn't be successful.
No, I wouldn't.
Well, if you landed it, you wouldn't be getting it up again.
Oh, geez.
Hold on, let me sit down. Memories?
No big deal.
No? It was bringing back, well, you think it would bring back some memories from the Air Force.
Yeah. Denver to San Antonio wasn't a super long flight. I think it was only
What would this be used for, Daddy?
What?
What would this be used for?
I think it's sort of a hoist or wedge to secure cargo.
Let's check out some others. Because I think that, oh jeez, there's a thingamabobber there. Yeah. Oh, that's Air Force too, then.
Oh yeah, they're all airports here pretty much. This is an Air Force base. Here's the C-141 Starbucks is both of them. One's the extended one and one's the original one.
Looks like they're working on restoring that one
That's
probably.
an old C-40 lift commando.
The sign says restoration in progress. Oh, hey, guys, there's another one right here. I'm sorry. I like airplanes. I'm very fascinated. Sorry.
That isn't closed in.
No, I'm sorry. I'm like my dad. I love airplanes.
Well, this will be so that you won't get the wind inside here.
Yeah.
But it has just passed the minutes. Two airplanes, C-5s over there, all in line, at the base.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, they probably where this one has such a good thing, they most likely leave this one. Is that? Yeah. Oh, yeah, it is one here. Okay. That's good.
sun's warming this up because it's dark outer in.
I'm sorry. This is why I bring a flashlight everywhere I go. This one's not too big either. I mean, well, it's big here, and it's got padded seats there as well. So would this one be used for similar purposes, or?
Yeah, cargo would be down the middle. People could sit on
Yeah.
sides.
Of course, that's glassed off, but it does have a little area where you can look in. It's pretty impressive. Okay.
That's the original one, the shorter version. C-141H, this is the B, they extended it by over 20, 30 feet. Under the fuselage. Oh, it is?
Did we ever check this one out? No? No, I know that's not open.
That's, they use that to transport politically important people.
So that's Air Force One, pretty much.
DC-9C, or wives of officers and their families, or transported with them. It's a C-131. On there.
Wait, get a picture of how tall I am compared to this thing.
Hamilton Standard.
Right there?
Hamilton engine, most intelligent.
So we've got to come back here when it's warmer, because
Yeah.
we can go in pretty much all of these when they're warmer.
Yeah, this is one of the best airmen things I've seen.
Although-
Go around the other side.
Oh, maybe the reason the ones that are in there are open is because they figure the sun's there.
Yeah, the sun's shining on them and warming them up. Some of these planes I've never seen before, because they were out of service.
Yeah.
The C-124 and that is the first ones I've actually seen.
Well, we know what. Did we have to pay to go in there?
No,
Huh.
we didn't have to go further.
Well, we know what we gotta do next time we go to Missy when it's warmer. Or Chloe's when it's warmer. Here.
Yeah, this is the best airman. This was the Smithsonian that I got in Washington, but this is. But from seeing them museums so far, this is the best. By far the best. And there's what training and pilots learned in. The P-33 trainer.
You didn't want to walk up and down.
No,
There's along yet.
there's no time. They used to call it MAX, Military Air Transport Service. Now it's the Air Mobility Command.
Are there any other free museums anywhere? No?
Turn your flashlight on.
Oh, yeah.
Your afternoon med.
All in all,
This is just for technical stuff.
yeah, maybe just warm up.
This is Willie's Roadhouse. I'm Mike Terry.
You
I'm
said
all
our
about
destination is on the
country
left.
sounds
Yeah, it is on
that,
the left.
we are listening to. And this classic country artist, the coal miner's daughter, who got inspiration for this song
Yeah,
on
some
the
of
tour
these.
bus.